Though in my version of it, I don't know about him going and getting this fluid, which is necessary. Or really just that the fluid is the same thing made of an alien. It could be some other component, though. Any random piece of technology which is necessary. This command module, if I'm having a command module, maybe I wouldn't do that, though. Maybe I'd have like a transmitter, that they built that just talks to the ship. I don't know why the ship has this command module. Apparently, once it detaches, the entire ship goes dead. Also, I saw a interview by Neil Blomkamp, whatever, the director and writer. They asked him, so what did you think was the backstory for the aliens? And he figured that the aliens have this thing where they send out ships to different planets, and they collect resources, and it's sort of a hive thingy where you have a queen bee and all the regular bees, and their queen bee thing had died, or all their elite type people had gotten killed off by a disease. So the ship took them on autopilot to the nearest habitable planet. This wasn't in the movie, this is in the interview. That's what's in his mind. But apparently the ship took them to the nearest habitable planet and then just stopped there. I'm not sure exactly which point of the timeline the command module drops off, but A, that's crap that the command module dropped off. Maybe it was broken somehow. B, why is there only that one module that can control anything? C, why doesn't your automatic pilot have any sort of mechanism for letting people off the ship once they get to the planet that can sustain life? Because they said explicitly the ship just sat there for 3 months until humans cut their way in. Like, maybe the ship was just so broken that it forgot that part of the program or something. I don't know. And such. So you see that? The biggest thing is that as soon as Minkus becomes a fugitive, everyone has amnesia about his previous evil actions. Both him and the aliens. Could you give me just a bit of that? Maybe the part where he's saying, Christopher, go on without me. He could say something like, look, I've done bad things to your people, I have to make up for it. Just a little something. He didn't even say that. Didn't say much. He's talking to the kid that nearly got kidnapped. The kid doesn't seem to be weirded out by this guy at all. I don't know what's up. Also in that scene, they're running, and Christopher had like a sheet of metal he was using as a shield, but it clearly wasn't enough to cover him, and there were, bullets making little, craters, whatever, around his feet. And I'm like, shouldn't one of the bullets hit his foot at some point? Just I've already did that scene. I would have had him with a bigger sheet of metal, and furthermore, using the mech as a shield, running, and the soldiers are there, and he puts the mech between him and the soldiers. That would help. Or something. People do, that whole scene per se in my version of the film, sort of thing. How does the aliens feel the ship is leaving? Take me with you? Does Christopher have any of that? Oh crap, maybe I should take some of those guys with me. I can't right now because whatever mechanism we usually use to get people into the ship is not working. What mechanism do they usually use? I have no idea. And some amount of mystery is fine, but no one even asks the aliens what their origin is. It's a little odd, don't you think? I think it's a little odd. And why exactly no one knows how to pilot this ship, except Christopher. Apparently, Christopher has apparently figured out. Who is Christopher? Is he the leader, or maybe he's kept it a secret? None of the other aliens know. He's kept it an incredible secret this whole time, so as to prevent the information from leaking out. Yeah, that's possible. But he didn't mention that either. That it was a secret, particularly, except from being a secret from humans. Is Christopher the only alien we fully meet? I can name Christopher Johnson, the son of Christopher Johnson, whose name I can't recall if they ever told us, and that guy in the yellow jacket who got killed. I want to feel these aliens. I'd like to know at least a dozen of them, just random aliens. And some of them, and you meet one, and maybe Wickus has a bit of a moment, and then the next day, that one got executed, just some random crap. That would be a demonstration of human cruelty and so forth. gets sprayed, he goes home, goes to the hospital, escapes from the hospital, never gets captured by the military. Maybe have this fear of contagion, which would put more pressure on him. Goes to things, spends a while in District 9. A lot of people hate him, finds a lot of forgiveness, finds no care for the aliens. Eventually they trust him enough, or he stumbles upon their secret plan to get this command module transmitter type thingy, so they get the ship working again, which has been their plan all along. Giant community thing. Police get in on this at some point, you know. Big old scene with the riot, and the soldiers are coming, and we gotta assemble this thing and get this part over here, and because is, you know, and he moves to some of the shooting stuff and go on without me, sorts of things. You know, we redemption, maybe a redemption death, maybe Wickus dies, or nearly dies, you know, sort of thing. And then maybe have Christopher go out, get in the ship, and fly away. Yeah. That would make more sense. Sort of a thing. But, you know, I like some things about it. I love the style, the cinematography, sort of thing. I like, you know, the design of the aliens, their language, and so forth. Special effects in general, you know, and everything they need to do. I think there's one shot, the very first shot you see the mech. For some reason, the mech looked off to me. Just that one is just walking by before they sell it to the dudes for 100 cans of cat food. And I was like, is that? That was it. Everything else is perfectly fine. I never questioned any of the special effects. But the plot, oh, in retrospect, the plot does not quite make sense. It's such a good premise, you know. Backstory of the aliens, iffy. Wickus, in the amnesia with regards to what Wickus did. Not seeing enough of the aliens and their humanity, as it were, you know. I really want to delve in more to prejudice, you know, be actually more based on that premise, which I thought it was. It is about prejudice, but it's also about these action scenes where we have to run in and shoot these people and grab this thing and get out with it, and, you know. I've seen that. That's happened in other movies. The raw feeling of just being constantly oppressed for 20 years and seeing this through the eyes of Wickus. You know. That sort of, you know, guilt and redemption and so forth. He does grow somewhat in the movie, but he doesn't, from the point where he was, we don't really fully see the madness of the system. We see it, not as well as it could have been. So, you know, Peter Jackson, if you're ever watching, you ever want someone to edit some of the scripts of movies that you're producing at some point, I'm volunteering. See my other video, thoughts for Middle Earth, however long that was, God. I have those ideas, and there's, of course, it's easy for me to talk. I haven't actually, you know, made a feature-length film. Things can be rather hard, but from my armchair perspective here, there are some logical flaws in this movie. It's a good movie. God, these flaws that seem rather obvious to me. That should have been corrected back at the script stage. I wish I could have been there, writing the script. I wish I will be there for whatever movies come in the future, you know, that I make and such. And then I can fix these things for myself so that I don't have to review myself as being meta wrong in the past with the crazy hand motions. Anyway, District 9, good movie. Got some flaws in the plot. Oh well, I guess that happens. Thanks for watching. See you later.